On my 30th birthday, my family made me sit in a single chair. No cake, no happy birthday, just a lineup of relatives telling me I was wasted potential. 2 weeks later, my mom mailed me an invoice. That was when I stopped begging for their approval and started planning consequences. I'd always been the quiet one. My older brother was the golden child who could do no wrong. I finished my degree, got a steady software job, and still got hit with, when are you going to do something exciting? I moved out at 22 and kept showing up for holidays anyway, because I kept thinking loyalty would be returned. So when my cousin said my parents were doing something big for my 30th, I let myself hope. I bought a new shirt. I brought a bottle of wine, like I was a guest at my own celebration. We pulled up and there were about 15 cars. The house was lit up and silent. The living room had been cleared. Everyone stood in a semicircle. One chair sat dead center, facing them. My mom stepped out and pointed at it. "Sit down, Lucas." Time slowed down the second she pointed at the chair. Then I walked over, the wine bottle slick in my hands. Next I sat, and everyone stayed standing. Then my dad said, "We're doing this out of love." After that, my uncle raised a clipboard like I was on trial. Next, a kid chirped, "Mom says you play computer all day." There is an Inkles now stood and crescent. Then my mom smiled and called it an intervention. Finally, they read their speeches like, "My life was a report." It lasted almost an hour. My girlfriend snapped, "What is wrong with you people?" They didn't even look at her. I stood up, set the wine on the chair, met my parents' eyes, and walked out in silence. 2 weeks later, I got the bill. Total $550. Chair rental included. No apology. Just money owed. Then my mom texted like she was following up on a late utility payment. "Hi, just following up. We haven't received payment yet." Dad emailed about constructive feedback and adult behavior. My brother called to scold me for being dramatic. He said, "You've always been too sensitive." Then he added, "You can afford it, right?" I told him, "Send me your Venmo." And I hung up. I didn't pay. I started collecting receipts. A recruiter emailed my work asking for a reference check because my mother had listed herself as my mentor on an application I never submitted. There was a fake Gmail in my name and a phone number tied to my parents' landline. That wasn't parenting. That was impersonation. That night, I changed every password, put 2FA on everything, called my bank, and paid a lawyer for an hour. I got the recruiter to send the full PDF of the fake resume. Then I followed the trail my mom didn't think existed. The invoicing account she used to bill me. She'd even billed our homeowners association $2,200 for event coordination. So I called the HOA treasurer and asked politely where the rented chairs went. The pause on the line told me everything. Then I made my point in a language my parents understood: optics. A friend helped me throw up a glossy consulting site for my brother, full of buzzwords and fake logos. Within weeks, a confused recruiter emailed the contact form about an application. I traced the logins back to my parents' house. Again, so I printed it all. The fake job application in my name, the invoices, the IP logs, the birthday photo where I'm trapped in the chair while everyone smiles behind me like it's a family portrait. I waited, because my parents only reach out when they need something. Late March, my dad emailed, "Important family matter." Attached was a screenshot of a Reddit thread calling my brother's pitch a scam. He didn't ask how I was. He asked me to help resolve this as a family. My lawyer sent my packet as a formal notice. No threats, no drama, just documentation, copied to the HOA board and a couple of their committee friends. And one clean sentence: I was not responsible for anything my parents did with my identity. The fallout was quiet and brutal. Invitations stopped. The HOA demanded answers. My mom got new leadership. My brother wiped his socials and vanished to another city. My parents left voicemails about how I'd embarrassed them, and I never called back. I kept working. My freelance gigs grew from a $600 fix into steady contracts. My girlfriend and I finally breathed again. And the last time we rented a cabin, I bought a thrift store chair that matched the one from my birthday. I carried it to the fire pit. I lit the edge. I watched it curl, crack, and collapse. And when it turned to ash, I felt warm.